Okay, I'm here. Okay, welcome to today's Coaching with Cal. Today I am going to be working with one of my old organizations that I was helping for a while, TAW or TA, or it stands for the Art of Warfare. They're a very large gaming community, and they have divisions in all sorts of video games. You know, everything from Battlefield to Evolve to all sorts of different or games all across the board. Really cool people to go with, and I know that they're doing a stream right now for a charity. Or no, just channel awareness. So if you are, you feel free to watch out or go to TA TV, I believe is their channel. You can check them out. But tonight I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of coaching with them since I haven't seen them in a while. Also, at some point in time, let me go ahead and unmute myself.
Sound resumed.
Meet up with Salt.
Torvald.
Okay. Oh, they're going through the picks, just like an ESL. Okay, that works.
I actually have no idea who I want to do. Who do you guys want for support?
Sunny.
Sunny then.
Alright. I'll mute myself once I get to character selection. Best of luck.
Sound muted.
Okay. So, Karma, he's been on the stream a few times, as well as Killer, Melody, and I think even MMO. I think VDub's the only person I haven't really seen, or if he has, it's a different name. But I've seen most of these people in my channel before. So we're going to be going ahead doing some normal coaching. I will be doing coaching with these guys for about an hour, just like normal with normal group setups. After which I will be going ahead. If we have enough people in the channel, I know that Turtle Rock Studios is hosting a 16-hour charity to help support the troops. And so... Give me 1 second. So yeah, so once we get enough people, so they are doing a 16-hour stream for a nice charitable event. As such, we'll probably go ahead. I'll pause my channel for a moment. We'll go ahead and dive bomb into their channel. If you can think of some sort of, so we've got Val, Sunny, Griffin, and Torvald. Nice defensive composition with Sunny and Griffin. It'll be very interesting to see how this works. And Val, of course, bringing that extra damage and utility. That being the case, I would like to go ahead. So if anyone can come up with some sort of a catchphrase, I think the best we have now is the mad cows go moo. Something to do with cow pies, although I'm not a big fan of cow pies just because that denotes poop, and some people might take it the wrong way. So if you guys can think of something that we can all spam their channel with to kind of give them a bit of encouragement and excitement, because after recently doing the 24-hour marathon myself, I definitely know any support from the channel is really important. So if anyone comes up with that, just post it in chat, and I'll take that into consideration. Okay, so it looks like we're playing on Dam, and I did not see what the rules are. I'm assuming that Mastery and character perks are on and that wildlife is off, because I'm not too sure. So one thing I do like about Karma is that he does do things contrary to what other monsters do. So he does, like most monsters excuse me, go down in this direction. So I like that he's going immediately up here where monsters normally don't always go. Yes, I am, Big J. I am doing very well. Just got off work. Got some nice little rain, but it looks like it stopped because Utah can't make up its mind about what kind of weather it wants. But I'm doing really well. Thanks for asking. Hey, Benjamin. Welcome to the channel. Excuse me. So interestingly enough, so this is the favorite area where monsters like to evolve, is this back corner. So eating in this area is kind of interesting. On the plus side, very few hunters are going to think that you went this direction. On the bad side, though, is when you do go to evolve here, there's not going to be very much food. There might be a couple of reavers that respawned, but ooh, nice. 5 meat all in one little cluster here. Not too bad to start off with. It will put him at full armor and get him a nice chunk 1/3 of the way through his evolution meter. The hunters here, all sorts of spread out. I know that Griffin likes to put harpoon spikes in certain areas in the very beginning, but I would rather see the trapper and support staying on the river, basically because that way you can keep a vast distance, make sure that the wraith doesn't cross from one side to the other. So Wraith taking it nice and slow, going back the way he came, realizing that the hunters aren't necessarily going in this direction, and probably heading back towards the dam, in which case he'll probably evolve over here if he doesn't get spotted. Okay, so now attacking out here, if the hunters were over here on this little side over here, they might have been seen. Oh, and it looks like Griffin might have heard something over here. Looks like somebody pinged over here. I'm pretty sure they probably heard him over here. So he was eating a little too close to the bank. I think he probably could have stayed up here. And there's that Dune Beetle going after Val. And if he sees Val take a bunch of damage from the Dune Beetle, this might be a perfect position. Oh, not Val. Griffin. Wow, I thought that was Val for some reason. He might try and engage here if they get wounded, or he might just use this as an opportunity to just slip away. So it looks like he doesn't see that it's very favorable, so he's deciding to back off. Looks like he only needs one more meat, and he's ready to evolve. So interestingly, oh, and the hunters didn't see him where he went away. Wow, this is actually very big. If he doesn't carrion birds, oh, and the carrion birds are over here. I was going to say, if he didn't get carrion birds, that would actually be a very good evolution, because the hunters were going away from him, and then he could have gone back to his little hidey hole up here. So right now he might evolve here if he thinks it's safe enough, but more than likely he might evolve in this little pit, because this little pit is a really crappy place for hunters to fight monsters. Okay, so it looks like he's standing here. I'm wondering if he's waiting for them to pass by. And again, this is one of those things that I like Karma doing. He goes things against the contrary. So most hunters, if they believe that he's about ready to evolve, will think that he's going to go in this direction to go ahead and evolve. So I like that he's going to wait for them to pass by and then possibly evolving over there. Ooh, this evolve is really close. He might... Ooh, interesting. I think that they might see him right off the bat. So there they go. Do they see him? And there they go. There's the pings. There's the mortars. Come on, mortars. Ooh, interesting. Didn't open up with the mortars. I feel that that was a misplay, and it looks like that the dome was a miss. I feel that that should have been a very strong dome. They were all right there, and they could have gone. And it's one of those things that with the Wraith, it's really hard to hear where it evolves. Out of all the monsters, I feel that the audio location for a Wraith is not very good right now, so it's hard to spot them. By the way, they should have gotten pinged earlier. The Trapper should have been bolting this way instead of that way, and just been able to have domed that off the bat. So one of the suggestions I have, I really like this one actually. This one's kind of got my top vote. So right now when we go and when we go and support Turtle Rock Studios, their stream, one of them said that we should say this message: beware the children of the herd. Basically a play on Children of the Corn. I really like that. I like that. It's got that community sense going in it with the whole herd mentality. That's definitely got one of my picks. So we will be hopping into their channel and giving them support. It looks like that this is probably going to be, ooh, just barely. Oh, and it looks like that that's going to be a missed abduct or a warp blast. I think it's an abduct. I can't tell. I think he's just backing himself into a corner. So it looks like they're taking out the Dune Beetle first. And here comes the Trappers. And there we go. Here's the juggling. And there's Sunny getting him out of there, and Val trying to do as best as he can to try and heal. And Griffin, if Griffin can able to pounce on shield drone, that Warp Blast will probably hit. Melody almost down. Nice heal burst. Really good. But it looks like Melody's still going to go down in just a moment. So now that they have the shield drone nearby, I like that he's going by, but there's the Warp Blast and there's the down. The dome's going down. One strike on the trappers and no permanent damage. Looks like he's actually going to try and keep going after the rest of the group. And it looks like the MMO is going to be going down, but Sunny's able to boost her out. Griffin doing a little bit of harpoon. The full group is up, and the medic in very, very dire needs to be very, very careful. And the trapper should be very, very watchful. Ooh, that Warp Blast. And there's going to be the second incapacitation. Really good job on Karma for picking off the right targets. Val's going to be up. There's the Snake Pounce. Might be able to go ahead and get the down. And a Warp Blast should finish him off. Ooh, nice work from V-Dub on those mortars. And here comes the second strike. Little too late from the healing. And right now they're just getting picked off one at a time. Unable to find a good location. I feel that if they were able to fight in more out in the open as opposed to this little cave entrance, that could have gone a little bit stronger their way. And then if the Wraith did engage them in the water area, that would be when you dome, because then the dome doesn't have as many places to hide. So Karma getting food, tons of full armor again. I feel that the dome probably could have waited a few more seconds until the rest of the team was organized. But let's see what they do now that they are a little bit more coordinated. And it looks like he can... I'm thinking he can get through this entire little area. Nope, it does not look like it. So V-Dub might be able to do some really nice work here. I like that they're putting down suppression fire. And here comes the assault coming around the corner. And it looks like there's the personal shield, there's the Warp Blast. This little area is going to be a little bit harder to land some of those mortars, but the Wraith is out, looking to go after the Trapper once again, now that he knows that there's only 2 strikes against the Trapper, 1 on the Medic, so going back between the 2, and I like that he used the Warp Blast to get rid of that and try and do damage at the same time. Great use of the skills. Sunny dropping down another shield drone. I like that. And it's a good position, but it looks like, ooh, Melody, good job with the boost, getting out of there. 2 bars of armor, and it looks like the Wraith is going to be able to get out of there without too much damage. And missed abduction. Getting a little bit of punishment for it. And it's able to easily get away. There's Griffin with the harpoon. Monster eating on the run. I feel like that with Torvald, it's actually pretty easy to eat on the run because Markov or Hyde can be using the machine guns to basically keep on shooting the monster to prevent it from eating. So right now, instead of the harpoon gun, I feel Melody could probably use his assault rifle or machine gun rifle a little bit better, just because that's what's going to keep him off the food, and you're not going to really harpoon too much and do very much with the rest of your team spread out anyway. So we're going to go ahead and see. Not many trinks so far. Granted, MMO had to be healing and keeping alive, so not too much opportunity for it, but at the same time, it does make a difference. So it looks like the monster ready for a 3rd evolution, but it looks like he's going to try and engage the hunters a little bit more. Hi, Binge. Welcome to the channel. So here goes the hunters. This is a very scary area to fight the monster, just because there's a lot of aggressive wildlife. And that mammoth bird helping out the hunters, getting a little bit of armor done. Melody avoiding both of the attacks, doing a great job for initiating the work. And the Sunny drone is going to be redeployed into a more favorable position. Looks like that the Wraith was having problems with that tree. And V-Dub, nice interception on that abduct. Warp Blast goes out, hits nobody. The team is doing much better this time around about trying to keep away. And there goes Sunny with the boost and manages to avoid the abduct. Very good job. If I were them, I wouldn't worry too much about the abduct, but as soon as it Warp Blast, that's when Sunny uses the boost. Save your jetpack for anything else, because the abduct isn't what's going to kill you. It's going to be those strong Warp Blasts that do so much damage. And so if you can just get out of there in time And there he goes after somebody at the target so he can do a shot on Melody. And again, fantastic work. That's exactly what you want to do. When Warp Blast is not being used, you want to kind of gang up and surround the person who is most likely being targeted by the monster, and you can block those abducts from happening. So without a dome, the monster is still going back in, thinking that it's got plenty of opportunity. No armor, taking a little bit of permanent damage once again by a mammoth bird. Mammoth birds are favoring the hunters tonight, which is a difference. Most of the time, they're usually massacring them. Monster going away from the mammoth megamouth and getting ready to find a spot to evolve. Now, will he evolve up here behind this little barrier or go all the way up here and then go? So it looks like he's sneaking, which means that he might not be done fighting at stage 2. Ooh, interesting evolution spot. If they didn't see him, this is going to be hard to find because they're probably going to hear it and think he might be up here somewhere. So let's see where they are. So these are the closest guys, so they probably think that he's actually up higher ground. So again, this is something that I see Karma do a lot, is that he really does a good job of... Ooh, and it looks like Val almost caught sight. And stage 3, 3 points in a decoy. But I really like the way that Karma kind of goes against the meta and doing things that monsters don't normally do, which is really good because it keeps the hunters on their toes. I see a lot of monsters kind of playing the same map the same way over and over again, but I do like that Karma switches it up. It's one of those rare things that I see in a lot of monsters these days. Hey everyone from Hide and U's channel, welcome. Sorry to hear about the news, Hyde, and know that with what happened, that's one of the reasons why I think the 5-man teams is not going to really work in competitive teams for too long. I think 4-man teams is really, really important. Oh, and here we go. Val slowing down the monster for the initiative. Looks like he's going to try and engage before the team gets their full. Misses the abduction. Gets back, and let's go ahead and get rid of that. See the sharps. And it looks like he is actually going to try and get away. But I like that V-Dub staying on the main monster. Warp Blast misses. The abduct hits, and Sunny's drone shield doing a decent job. And it looks like support might go... Nope, looks like medic will probably go down. Nice use of the heal burst, and it looks like that MMO is just taking a lot of punishment. The Wraith doing a great job of attacking one target and then going after the target that he wants to go ahead and down. Fantastic job. I appreciate that, Big J. I'm glad that I helped. Eventually, I would like to classify, because right now, a lot of the advice I give, it's kind of generic, higher level information, and so eventually, if my phase 2 ever goes through, the biggest thing holding that back is actually players. I need a good 30 or 40 consistent dedicated players for it to work, where it actually divide people up more into skill brackets, so I can explain more of the basics towards the basic users and go over more of the advanced stuff with the advanced. So Karma looks like he's just finishing up the job, doing a fantastic job of switching between targets to avoid Sunny's shield from helping them out, and doing a really, really solid job of just singling out the right targets. Really good job. GG.
Good game.
Oh, whoa, I was about to leave. That's right, I don't have the ability to. Okay, quick synopsis in 30 seconds. Karma doing a really good job. The best thing I love about your monster play is that you always go against the meta. You know, most monsters go this way, you go that way. Most monsters evolve here, you go somewhere else. I really like that because it really keeps hunters on their toes, and it makes you very unpredictable, and that's a very, very strong play. That being the case, I would have liked to see the support and trapper. I know that you were putting down sound spikes in that big south area like most trappers do. I would have liked to see you on the banks, because if you did that, you probably would have seen the monster a little bit earlier. But the biggest thing is that just that when one person got downed, it was really, really hard to keep up the momentum. And I'm out of time. So, I think after this game, I think we'll probably ask to see if I can go back. I think he's doing that anyway. Yay! I don't have to feel like I'm talking a million miles a minute. Thank you. With a trapper in support, I would have liked to have seen that a little bit more towards the middle of the map, kind of just staying in that gully, just because then you have eyes all over the place, and the assault and medic would have been able to flush it out. That being the case, Val, you're doing a really good job healing as best you can. Sunny's drone deployment was very, very good. I do feel that when the monster evolved, that dome should have missed, because you were all very, very close, and as soon as he pinged, I feel that you probably could have thrown it, and you probably could have landed as soon as you popped out of that little cave entrance. And I think that was probably the biggest turning point for the monster. But overall, really good job on both sides. I did like the pressure that Torvald was putting up. Usually in dome engagements, I would like to see the assault be slightly more aggressive, but really good job. It was just that one dome where you were by the water and the caves, and you just kept on picking off one person at a time. That was just a bad place to fight, though.